I needed a bit of va-va-voom to get going with my work today. So I put on Dolly Parton's Rockstar album. And then I noticed that even Dolly is using the borrowed audience technique. Let's have a look. Can you see? These are the number of plays each song has had. I'm very old-fashioned in the way that I listen to records. I mean, I even call them records. I listen to an album all the way through. Not everybody does that. So there are different numbers for different ones. I was trying to work out why the numbers were so different. And then I worked out that apart from the two singles, the ones that got the most plays are either somebody really famous on them or the song that Dolly's doing the cover of is really famous. So 1.2 million, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, famous. We Are the Champions, famous song. In fact, she's got two famous songs in there. And she's got famous people in there. In fact, all the way up to Paul McCartney, who is pretty famous out of the Beatles. Can't get more famous than that. So what Dolly is doing is bringing in other people to work with her, bringing in other people's recorded material, their songs, and she is playing with those creatively, but she's also tapping into those audiences. Maybe Paul McCartney's audience isn't automatically Dolly's audience, but she gets to combine her audience. And this is exactly what I suggest that you do with your marketing. Use and borrow somebody else's audience. There's two ways to do this. One is that if you have somebody super famous, you probably can't get them to come onto your podcast or do an interview with them when you're just a small business like most of us. But what you can do is take their material and use that to get part of their audience. This is what Dolly has done with Queen. You can't get Freddie Mercury to come anymore because sadly Freddie's dead. But you can use We Are the Champions and tap into Queen's audience, which is huge. And the second one is to take somebody that you already know or that you have talked to a little bit on social media, you've built up a little bit of a relationship, and they're not so much more famous than you, but they have an interesting story or they have something interesting to contribute. Ask them, and their audience might not be Paul McCartney's audience, but it might be bigger than yours or just different to yours. That way you can share some of their audience, and the people in their audience who are right for you will be fans of both of them. If it's good enough for Dolly Parton, it's good enough for us. Give it a go. Want to learn more about the art of productising your expertise? There are new videos here every week. Here are a couple of good ones to get you going.